Look. Look. Oh look, we've had 2 concurrent viewers. That's decent. Everyone's popped into that. Cool. By the way, tell me if the audio is working. Should be. Let's see. If it's too loud, let me know as well. Let's try and balance between hasn't released his album yet. We have Contagion. Put that to the top so it gets the most stream. I can hear it. Nice. Yeah, I'm running through a load of the songs. I'm gonna be picking what stuff gets deducted. And once that's done, if no one hops in, then I'm gonna end the stream. Basically. I'm gonna go back to coding because I'm busy coding this contact library at the moment. Oh, in the chat. Yeah, I was just saying I'm gonna be looking over the playlist, showing what I'm adding, what I'm deducting. And then if the stream's not too active, I'm gonna end it. Go back to coding. Got to pick a song to remove. No worries, happy just to check in. Yeah, whatever. I haven't really got the brain power to do a lot of talking today because I was up since 5 doing various stuff. And I've been coding pretty much all day as well. It's been pretty intense. But I'm leaning on removing some of this guy's stuff because... Sorry, let me hear myself. We can just look. He's not really in the RGML scene. And the playlist doesn't seem to be having much of an influence on getting people we like onto his fans also like. It's essentially the goal, you know, it's about introducing people to stuff they'll like, which is similar. So after I run through this, yeah, after this song's done, anyone know who will be doing the new Doom game soundtrack? No, I have an idea. I think they're gonna do something different. I've heard bits about it. Some stuff which seems legit, some stuff which doesn't seem legit. I'm pretty sure I have a good idea who's doing it. But obviously, if I did know, I wouldn't tell you guys, because you know they'll probably keep it secret for a good time. I think, hold on, let me pause this. I think that a lot of the reason they're not going to tell us who it is because one of the main reasons that id Software was very nearly in legal trouble was they announced a soundtrack release on the deluxe edition before, you know, before any sort of confirmation with the actual composer who'd have to do it, which, you know, like, that's a big change of condition in a soundtrack, because then you have, if you're doing the mixing and mastering, then you have to mix and master for entire OST, and then how long's the OST going to be compared to what goes in game, and you know how much stuff you're going to do for the game. You're going to have to hand off that mixing and mastering to someone else. No, I don't think they're really going to tell anyone until the game drops or until the trailer's released or something. Which basically confirms it. We might not know until they release it on whatever service they want to release it on, until we can actually see the credits. So I think it's I think it's a smart move on their half. I don't think it would be one composer. I think it would be multiple composers. At least from what I've basically been able to infer. So yeah, you know, it'll be pretty good, I think. Yeah, the other thing is I really doubt they're gonna go with one person, especially this time around, because they have a tendency towards wanting more music now. In the games, and I think we're gonna see at least 3 hours, maybe 4 hours worth of music, like we saw with Doom Eternal. More composer sounds like the way to go for them after what happened. Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised they haven't done it already, because that's essentially what Bandai Namco has done. And you'll notice the other thing you'll have is you'll have your A-list composer normally on a track who's there basically for whatever reason. They're an A-list composer essentially. They might be a composer who hires out a load of orchestra, or they might be a composer who has additional mixing, mastering, and sound design and Foley implemented in their music, for instance. It could be that you've got a composer just doing the cutscenes, because that's something that which people don't really talk about much, is people who do mixed, like, cutscene and trailer kind of stuff, where they do the music to synchronized with what's going on screen. That can be an art in itself, and I've done a few of that for a lot of indie teams, and they quite like it because it helps them pump stuff out quickly. Normally, I'd imagine in AAA that would be classed as ghost producing or ghost production. Multiple composers can work really well, but also allow them to continue doing shady stuff and save costs. I mean, you want to save costs anyway, you know, if you're paying someone a fixed rate and it's a constant wage, you know, it depends what contract you sign up for. Like, if you're paying someone like 30 grand and they work on it for a year, and once they're done with that year, they're gone. You know, I wouldn't say that that's a bad vocation. You're allowed to work on other stuff in the meantime normally. You know, I'd question it a bit if it was a exclusive contract, and you know they underpaid them and they weren't allowed to work on other stuff. However, you know, that's basically the Japanese model for making games, is hiring a team basically. Yo, what's up? I'm gonna get some music in the background. Yeah, so the Japanese model for making games, which you see in stuff like Bandai Namco, is they'll hire like a team out. We can actually look at this right now. Let's just look at Elden Ring. You know, various artists, all of these people are exclusively, you know, these are pretty much exclusively game people. You know, they publish it under their own name. Their credits exist just to put it on Spotify. And remember, if you are given a name on credits, especially as like a primary artist, you have to be paid revenue. So maybe there's internal politics with who gets paid revenue and whatnot. But publishing under various artists is quite difficult. I don't think DistroKid even allows it. I could be wrong. They might change the policy. I've tried to do it before. Or you know, I've tried to do it before with some teams. So, you know, I find this model works quite well, and it produces good soundtracks. It's much better to be paid a stable wage, to be honest, than doing stuff entirely freelance. Because, you know, even if you want to make the big cash, what we're doing here today... Oh, I was basically saying how I'm curating the playlist. And if people are asking questions in the chat, then I'm going to discuss them. I have the Discord open. So we've got a stage at the moment. If anyone else wants to jump in and chat as well, feel free to. You just go into the Discord, join the stage, and basically say you want to join the stage. That's kind of like the goal. But other than that, I'm just curating the playlist, giving reasons for my curation, explaining what I'm removing, what I'm not removing. Yeah, so I'm leaning on removing one of these tracks. This fits the Argent Metal niche more than the other song, so we've removed that one. This playlist has to be capped out at 200 songs. The reason why is because, you know, there's some playlists with 16,000 listeners. The volume of the music's so low, can I hit? Yeah, I had it quite low to begin. I'm just trying to hear my own self think, you know what I mean? Let me just turn down my general volume. Turn that up. Is that too loud? Let me check my levels. Maybe too loud. I aim for normally around in the yellow when I have background music. I'm gonna do just below. There we go. Yeah, so multiple composers on the project. Pay them a stable wage. Or sometimes you interface with a production company as an indie team. I know for sound design conversion, for instance, so mostly in studios that use Unity, you essentially have to hire a production team to put all your sounds into Fmod because Unity can't build out consoles. And sometimes some companies will just hire a production team. And you know, I've been thinking about, because I'm basically an expert in Fmod and I'm trying to become an expert in WYs at the moment. There's like accreditations you can do and stuff. You know, starting up, if any of these indie titles are trying to be successful, starting up basically a company which focuses on integration and pipeline production for teams which need help, basically. It's much better doing company to company in the corporate world than doing company to freelance individual. You only really freelance an individual in if you're after their name, basically. Which, I mean, maybe with Midgorn they were. However, the way things are going nowadays, I think with social media, harassment and like the pressure you get from people when you mess something up, for instance, and there's deadlines involved, you need a legal team, basically. You need lawyers, and you need a robust ability to cover yourself so that, you know, if anything does go wrong, you have the assurance that there's going to be a proper retribution. Which is why I think the grey areas pop up so much in the in the AAA sphere. However, how do I explain this? A lot of developers just have the wrong attitude. Like, I'm not gonna lie, some developers, some composers sound like a great time. I think it would be fun, you know, especially if they're paid like, they don't have to be paid like a lot. For instance, if you just paid like the average wage to work on something, and you're an A-list composer working on a AAA project, you're gonna just have a fondness of that time anyway. You know, you'll think it's a fun project, you'll be happy with what you're getting, and especially if you're working remotely as well. You know, there's no problems with it. You know, if you don't have to commute in, you don't have to turn up to the office, you've got no overhead, you know, that's just money in the pocket. So, I definitely think it would be a fun time. And, you know, you kind of make the team for the game, I guess. Hire the talent for the game. And, you know, you could build a real range on the team. Like, you know, you could perhaps poach some A-list composers from Hollywood, like, I think, if you look at Space Marine 2. So we'll look at Space Marine 2, because I know Rob and I love Space Marine 2, I love the music from it. Obviously Nima's got plenty of portfolio, you know, like, he's got all sorts of potential, like, short films, and not many games, admittedly, so he's not doing the integration, clearly. But he's got plenty of short films, and on analysing his actual orchestral works and transcribing them, as I've done, you will notice that he uses a real orchestra. It can be quite hard to tell nowadays because some of the VST libraries are so good, but he hires a real orchestra for what he does. And when I was on earlier on about how you'd have A-listers and certain people which you bring in to deliver a certain type of product, his would be a real well-produced orchestra, for instance. And not many people have the book of contacts to even, you know, produce or pull off an orchestra, which in a reliable manner. You know, I could go into the whole Hollywood power structure as well, but it's not worth it. You know, in this discussion, it's just a long-winded thing. It deserves its own video, which I need to do, but I've been putting off because I just don't want to get my facts wrong. It's very difficult to be very thorough with stuff. Like, I see a lot of YouTubers, they'll actively like denounce the industry as a whole, but they'll deliberately obfuscate some facts so it seems worse than it actually is. But the thing is, like, I actually like a lot of the music which they put out. I just don't like the fact that the way they do credits is essentially a you know, for instance, Hans Zimmer gets all the credits kind of thing for something, and everyone thinks Hans Zimmer made it, even though he does try hard to make sure that people are aware that other people work on things. But yet again, he's sucking in the revenue because he has the credit, for instance, and that's just the way it is. It's the way the kind of composing industry works. So yeah, are there any other releases which people want to make me aware of, which have been released recently? I'm gonna have a little look in the Music Self promo channel. Replicant by Distorker. I think this is likely to be a vocal track. Freaking cool. It's such a shame we don't have a popular vocal playlist for metal. I've been trying to work on it, but it's so hard to get to go. Like, the thing with Argent is we've kind of got the monopoly on instrumental stuff. But this is like a very competitive. Good vocals in that really well. They can use some effects and stuff. Oh shit, throw down the ship. What you gonna do when you got my whip? End of the line, yo. I'm just checking out some music from the Music Self friendly channel. Pray to your God for your sins, tiptoe through the bands. Yeah, see you fucking up the business. Let's find out if I can get up again there. So savage for a change. You ready to assimilate? Now you're a vessel filled with hate. Yeah, we got worse to wait. It's cool. I like it a lot. Good chorus. Oh, this is really good. Yeah, these guys deserve a bit more attention, but as I said, we don't have a solid vocals playlist. I like that a lot. I'm gonna give that a little react. I have this playlist, but there's only like 5 followers on it. I'm gonna add it to that one. We have SoundCloud. Interesting. I know Sneaky. He normally releases on SoundCloud before he does any Spotify releases. He normally sells instrumentals. That's why he does SoundCloud releases. Let me just pop this out. Oh, there's the thumbnail being made. We just dropped all our viewers. Okay, we got one more here. Yeah, YouTube's on the next body next year. This guy does VST guitars very well. I know he uses VST. This is freaking sick. Ambience really intense actually. I'm gonna see if we put it up on Spotify. Oh, he had got it on Spotify. Isn't it stream desktop? Yeah. When was this released? They sent it October. Right, so this is gonna go on the playlist. Again, not 100% Argent, but the ambience is very intense and it's instrumental, so. Plus there's some nice textures as well. So it's more like something you'd expect from an Andrew Holsholt, maybe OST kind of thing. Yeah, the intro is very nice. That was 27th October. Let's just look at the other releases. I always put the releases in chronological order from when they're released, or I aim to basically. So there might be some inconsistencies. Right, so now we've just added one to the playlist. Means we have to subtract one from the playlist. I have not added that one to the playlist. When was that released? Quite a while ago. Right, so what's going to happen is this one is going to go to the bottom of the playlist because I don't know where to place it, and it was released a while ago. Plus, Alamander has already grown his listeners quite a bit, so he goes to the bottom. We keep that in the cycle. Now we need to remove 2. So let's have a little look at what we can take out. There is new RTPN. Let's look at their. I need to add some of their new stuff, to be honest. There's some familiar faces there. Yeah, I can see that. Right. So the fans probably quite like their stuff. I remember one of these being very yeah, DM is quite successful, so we'll remove Prevail. And what we'll do, we have a quick listen. I actually no, I'm not gonna listen to this on stream. It needs a full listen, it's quite a long release. I might add some of this stuff back. That one on. Hold on, definitely keep that one. A lot of these we need to keep on because, you know, they're songs that do well. So you need a certain amount of music which is from larger artists, which is essentially like trendsetters in the scene. In order to have the playlist functioning is something which will create similar listeners and similar listener bases. One of these has not a lot of streams. It's a good song. Shambler, end of the line. The Shambler has more streams. Right, so what we're gonna do is remove end of the line. Keep the Shambler. This guy, I like Crush Depth. Fight. Problem is, it's not really Argent. So, and the guy doesn't really do Argent Mill, so I'm gonna remove him as well. Okay. We are on. Oh, we've got a space. Would you look at that? Right, so I've messed up my counting. Means we can put another song on there. Made in CCP. Look at that avatar. Oh my gosh. I love that. Let me have a look at what he's got out. Ooh. Ooh, this is interesting. What's this called? And game.
Hello, welcome to Legacy of the Stream. It is me, your host. Go.
Let's see if this is an actual game soundtrack or a spoof one. Because I know a lot of people.
Try new Colgate Total Plaque Pro Release.
A lot of people do spoof ones nowadays.
For whole mouth superior protection.
Yeah.
And I'm getting spoofed most likely.
Let it all go.
Right, let me just. Ooh.
One click
I want to show that.
is all it takes. It's your happy place.
You are a successful and a beautiful man.
Right, so that's an example of intentional branding. Yeah. Hmm. I think it has mixed issues. You know, I'll say that transparently. I think it has mixed issues. Mainly lack of low end. There's definitely low end there, but like, it's just not compressed enough. And it makes it sound more like a demo mix rather than a full mix. So it's a good track. However, I can't include it because it hasn't graduated the demo phase, and that's not me trying to like be too gatekeepy, but you know, if you're listening from song to song and there's inconsistencies, the listeners are gonna hop off it basically, and that's the last thing you want pretty much for a community playlist. So that's not going to make it on, unfortunately. Good stuff, definitely worth a listen. Just in terms of how Argent is normally mixed and the production quality of it, it's just like it's not competitive enough for the playlist. And yeah, that's basically why I'm making that justification. Okay, let's check out some Bumblebuck. He doesn't press Spotify, but yeah, anyway. It's so like MIDI that it's kind of good. It's like stylized MIDI. Yeah, I mean, it's not super high fidelity. I don't think it would make the playlist, but it's definitely some people's cups of tea. Some people like that sound. Again, I think he says that he doesn't necessarily make RGML as such, but you know, like it could definitely be going places. I think it's got potential. Let me just pop this back over. Right, nice. I think we're chilling. 3 concurrent viewers. Okay. Right, so we need to find a song to fill the playlist gap. Have another look up. I think we've pretty much covered all the stuff going back. You have a little look again on the Discord. Yeah, we've kind of covered everything. Right, let's listen to some new RTPN. Right, is there a... Very good. Didn't get anything spicy. That's spicy. Same-ish. Ooh, I like that. Ooh. That's a really nice blend right now. think we gotta pick this one. I think we gotta pick this one. There is some Argent Metal song. Doesn't really need synth leads. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff which uses it as a trope. You know what I mean? Like it's replaced the guitar solo from like a lot of 80s like bad 80s music kind of stuff. Where they like just shove guitar solos and everything. But you know, that's just ego of guitarists. It's the same with ego of producers nowadays. Like, right. Let's see where this is dated. Can we even fit it up the top? 20th of October 2024. Quite recent. It's quite recent actually. That might predate 26th. So when have we had the releases? Around here. Second might be after mine and Rob's tune. 21st. It'd be after mine and Rob's tune, basically. Right. That's that pretty much. I'm absolutely screwed. I was gonna make a video on this charity event. Not event, but this thing I'm doing at the moment. I don't expect to raise a lot of money, but I just want to do what I'm doing anyway. So I'm gonna release a video tomorrow on this charity thing I'm doing. Hence why I'm so tired at the moment. But you know, other than that, I think we've had a successful stream. We've gone through a lot of the new releases and obviously caught up quite a bit. I don't know if the next stream is going to be necessary or if it's even going to be that long. My plan is just to end them early if there's not a lot going on. But we've done about a good hour, so I think we've covered enough. I just hope I didn't actually leak any stuff I'm doing in the background. I might have had some code up on screen, right? I'll put it up on screen again. It's just contact scripting. There's nothing really special about it. It's just some while loops. That's a really fun thing I've recently got into. Quite intuitive, but the problem is there's not a lot of resources on it. So I might make like a mini tutorial. Maybe on Jarfest FX if I can. I need to start posting there again because it was a good resource. It's just trying to do that and also hit deadlines is quite hard. But I'm pretty open-ended deadline-wise. Now we've gotten a few games out the door. Or a game out the door, rather. So, yeah. I've just got some interviews to do, and, you know, I think it's cool. Right. I'll see you guys around.